Hello everybody, so in today's recording we're going to be taking a look at the Boar Prime incarnon imprint. This weapon is not something you use for endgame enemies, as in actually dealing a lot of damage. It's a weapon used for wiping out huge groups of enemies without much effort. Now the main competitor against the Boar Prime, which is the Torrid, is also very effective. Both weapons are primary and both are really good when it comes to taking hordes of enemies out very quickly. Although there is a uh, noteworthy difference when it comes to both weapons. So the Boar Prime is a shotgun weapon, and this setup is basically just the most average one you can have when it comes to dealing high damage while also keeping that performance when it comes to wiping out multiple enemies. This mod right here uh, extends the length of our beam, and also when killing an enemy, it also increases the speed or length of the beam overall. This is really useful on weapons like the Arcoplasm or for making your blast go farther and quicker. Although here it just extends the beam. So we have a basic corrosive build with a Riven mod here, and this build, like I said, if you want to deal some huge damage, you will go probably for something like the dual Toxicists or the even better, the dual E-core. So the reason why I'm not actually using the uh fuck, I forgot what it's called. The what was it? Toncore? No, what was it? Did it start with E? Yeah, Torrid. So this weapon is a rifle, not a shotgun like the other one. And yes, I do realize this is not the best build. I could have put in more effort, but you can see there's no primed electricity mods. There's no primed damage mods, and that doesn't make it worse by any means. It could be actually better just by itself because it's a weapon that uses a lot more status, and well, the difference is toward is super easy to go incarnon with. The reason is, look at this. There were no headshots happening there, and I already got like the incarnon form. So I would recommend a Torrid because it's easier to wield, but the reason why I'm using the Boar, main reason for this weapon is because even though it's not really meant to take out end-game enemies, its regular form is really potent. So let's take a look at that. We're gonna get some headshots and body shots. You can see that the regular mode has a lot of bullets. It's actually taking out these enemies quite well. So when it goes in its incarnate form, the screen shakes when you're not really hitting any enemies. So there you go. I've modded this weapon pretty much for taking out high-level enemies in groups. As you can see, it works really well. Not to say the Torrid isn't as good as this, but this weapon is highly destructive, and I love using it. Let's take a look at the build. We have damage, we have corrosive, which also increases status chance a little bit, although you can replace this with the regular one, it will be just fine. If you really wanted to mod this weapon for end game missions, you would throw this mod in there, and you will probably replace it either with this one and throw this in, or maybe even replace this. This mod gives you the ability to take down heavier armored enemies a lot quicker. We have fire rate, critical damage, we have critical chance, we have again corrosive, we have a riven mod for multi-shot critical damage, which this will be replaced with this if you really want to deal a lot more damage. We also have multi-shot. We are using primary mercilessness, which gives us additional damage on kill. Again, this mod is for extending the beam length for the weapon. So usually whenever I do one of my builds, like I did with the dual E-core and how to nuke the map with a weapon, the thing is, this weapon isn't really something that's astonishing and really gonna change how you play the game. This is a more of a gadget type of weapon. So usually I would do a gameplay section of the video, but it's really not necessary. This is mainly a video for a single viewer who requested this build. So this is for you. This is the build that I'm using. Again, if you don't have a river mod, you would throw in Galvanized Savvy. So that would be it for the recording. I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you, Tano.